Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. I'm just looking at Kovacs Motorsports. Welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 6:10, Monday, September 19th, 74 degrees. Getting up to 75 today. Thunderstorms. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app at WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined by Jesse Kovacs. He is Kovacs Financial Group President and CEO, amazingly enough. Self-anointed, no doubt. Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy. How are you?
I am fantastic. I just have to say, so we're talking kids and sports in the break, and so how old is your son?
Matthew is 6.
You have a 6-year-old, and he is a midget race car driver.
Yeah, quarter midget race car driver over at Garden State Quarter Midget Racing Club, which is located in Wall, New Jersey, next to the big track.
And these cars have little engines in them and everything?
They do. They're little Honda 5-horsepower engines that are restricted, when they're newer. But right now he'll go up to about 20 miles an hour. And,
really?
It's a lot of fun.
You don't need a license?
No license.
No?
He's 6 in New Jersey. We've got to wait till he's a little bit older to get in the big cars. But but a lot of fun. I wish I had the opportunity, but I'm living it through him now.
Do they all go for beers afterwards, or what do they do?
I think they go for apple juice.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the beers are allowed at this age. But
that is so cool. Anyway, let's get to why you're really here, though. So why don't you tell us about Kovacs Financial Group? What are you all about?
Yeah, Kovacs Financial Group was started back in 2009 by myself, the president and CEO we were just talking about.
Congratulations.
But, thank you. We share titles. But we started in 2009, and the company does insurance and investments. So this month is particularly special to us in the financial industry since it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. And speaking of race cars, our spokesperson for the Awareness Month this month is Danica Patrick, who is a NASCAR race car driver. So for all those race car fans out there, especially Danica Patrick fans, it's especially interesting.
Yeah, and she's not ugly, by the way.
No, she's not ugly.
No.
In fact, I removed my picture from my website and put up her video so that it would attract more visitors, and I think that it actually worked.
That's wise. I actually replaced my pictures with Melania Trump. I thought that was the way to go.
Smart move.
Yeah.
It's probably a good one.
Yeah. So why don't you? So how did you get involved in this? I mean, what when you were a wee lad, were you thinking one day I want to do financial planning, one day I want to do life insurance? What were you thinking there? How did that happen for you?
Yeah, those moments never popped in my head.
No.
In fact, I spent many of my younger years wanting to be a police officer, so wanting to protect and serve, and but also had a knack for getting into business. So back in 2005, I had found an ad for an insurance agent position. I happened to be with the New York Life Insurance Company back in 2005. And after a rigorous interview process, I was selected to join their team and haven't looked back since. So started in the life insurance industry and kind of moved forward into other financial products and investments and so forth. So it's been a good ride. Been doing it for a long time now, so almost 12 years. So,
do you remember why when you kind of the police officer thing went away for you?
I did. I had taken the test for the New Jersey State Police, which is I didn't realize how many people wanted to be state troopers back then. That was back in 2003, 2004. And you show up for a room, and there's probably maybe 100 jobs being given out, but there's about 1,000 people taking the test. When I got that letter that I wasn't chosen, I was like, oh boy, let's look for Plan B here.
Really?
So let's do something else. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but when I fell into the insurance business and the financial part of things, and still getting to work with people one-on-one and still serving, but not protecting, just on a different end.
I get it. You're protecting
and serving on the financial end.
Nice.
Now.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, maybe I should change the tagline of the company.
Yeah, protect and serve.
Protecting and serving your wealth or financial end of things. Maybe we'll have to work on that.
Yeah,
but,
you as a financial navigator, I think you could do that.
I think Monahan has that title, the financial navigator. I wouldn't want to steal that from him, being a friend of mine. But
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so So I guess I guess it's good that you gave up on your dreams so quickly that after one rejection on a test, you're like, well, time to switch gears. Here we go.
Time to switch it up, and I always thank all the officers. Anytime I see a police officer these days, they're in a very tough predicament with their work. And
sure,
in fact, I have a lot of clients that are police officers after spending a lot of years in that industry. So I'm always thankful to them and thank them for protecting and serving, because it's a tough job. It's not the job it was 10, 15 years ago. It's a lot different these days. So.
Yeah. It's we've turned into a world versus police officer state. It's crazy.
Which is unfortunate, because they're here to protect and serve us, not not the other way around.
Absolutely crazy. The whole Colin Kaepernick thing, and listen, we get off on a tangent on that.
We could.
Okay, so it's Life Insurance Awareness Month, and I know we were up against a break. So when we come back, I want you to kind of talk to me, about life insurance, right? Because, I want to know, A, what Danica would tell me, right? I mean, that's most important. But then, B, what you would tell me about term, whole, what are the different options, et cetera, et cetera. Could we do that?
Yeah, you might want to listen to her, though. I think she's...
I will, but
she's the spokesperson.
Maybe you could kind of break it down for me,
Absolutely.
in your own words.
Absolutely.
I'll look at her picture while
I'm
me.
talking, and it'll pretend like it's
coming.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Sounds good.
Jesse Kovacs, President, CEO, Kovacs Financial Group. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.
Everything you need to know about the Jersey Shore. This is Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. It's 6:21-ish. That's a plus or minus 2 minutes kind of thing, just in case you're listening on some other medium. So Jesse, we were talking about that. We're with Jesse Kovacs, by the way. He's the president and CEO of the Kovacs Financial Group. He also has his own race car group, which you may or may not have seen when you were watching the Indianapolis 500 or Daytona or one of those. But anyway,
I wish that'd be great.
Yeah, it's coming.
It might be. We'll need some big ssponsorships to make it that far.
Well,
but
listen,
we'll keep it on the local level for now.
You got that. All right. So it is Life Insurance Awareness Month. I just watched, and Danica Patrick, she gave me some tips, but I want to see if you can corroborate her story. So what would you recommend for people? How do you differentiate between all the different offerings?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Life insurance has been, something we've done from the beginning. So this Awareness Month actually started back in 1994 with a company called, it was a nonprofit, the Life Foundation, who have now become Life Happens. But, Life Insurance Awareness Month has been something that we like to take part in each year. It's all about going out there and educating Americans on the importance and the awareness of life insurance. Helps when you have Danica Patrick out there spreading the word, but there's been some other great spokespeople too. Boomer Esiason, former NFL quarterback. Lamar Odom, NBA player.
Really? You were going to use Lamar Odom? You can't use Lamar Odom.
Anthony Anderson.
Let's move on.
To name a few, we got to move past that. Yeah. But great time of the year, and life insurance, has a different fit. It should always be the first and foremost, front and center in someone's financial plan. A lot of the financial planners out there agree with that. Whether it's term or permanent, in my opinion, really doesn't make sense. It's all about having, life insurance first, then we can kind of figure out what's going to be best for someone's personal situation. But just having life insurance, making sure that you have it as part of your financial plan. God forbid something were to happen within your family, we got to make sure that the financial expenses can be met. Right. And life insurance is the easiest way to do that.
So that's a great point. So we were talking about this last week. So when should people have life insurance? I mean, what's like the seminal event? When do you know you're old enough to have life insurance? Look, at 18, 19, 20, it's not necessarily that important, but there are things that happen in your life that kind of necessitate you either to get life insurance or to revisit how much you're insured for, right?
That's right. We call them life events, and
crazy,
right? I mean,
that's like naming your own company with your last name. Who does that?
I don't know too many people that have done that.
Right.
Maybe somebody here. I'm not sure. Maybe two of us.
Yes.
But it's important to especially take part in life insurance when you start a family. So we talk about life events, whether you're married or you just have a baby or maybe you change jobs. A lot of people have life insurance through their employers and through their jobs, but if they change their job or if they leave that position, a lot of times they leave those benefits behind. So it's important to have your own insurance. I always say the younger you are, the better. It's a lot less expensive,
Sure.
The premium costs, but the sooner you can get it, the better.
Right.
And especially when you have children to protect and a wife, it's very important that you have that as part of your plan.
Yeah, and there's a misconception. It's funny you mentioned that, and I'm not going to say your wife. I'm going to say, if you're the spouse that's not working, it's Jesse. It's 2016 now, man. I mean, there are some women that are working and supporting their men, right? I mean,
that is true.
I know you know that. So, so it's not for the spouse that isn't working, right? It's often thought that, well, if you're the breadwinner, then you should have life insurance, right? Because you got to replace that income.
That's true.
But equally as important is if you're not the breadwinner. Because God forbid, if something happens to the person that stays home and watches the kids, well, the kids don't start watching themselves after that.
That's right. And there'd be a huge cost to be able to hire a
Absolutely.
nanny, have someone come in. So a lot of the life insurance companies now have adapted to that and realize that, the stay-at-home mom or the non-working spouse also has a value that they need to protect.
Right.
And many times they'll issue up to half of or 50% of the policy on the working spouse. So it's be super expensive to try to hire a full-time nanny after a stay-at-home mom is taking care of the kids and the household. So
Absolutely. Plus, you need that money because you got to go. You got to go back out on the market. You know what I mean? you got to be well outfitted. I'm just. Okay, maybe I shouldn't go down that road. Okay, so Jesse, it's obviously important to have life insurance for a number of different reasons. So, and there are a lot of different offerings, and we know that dependent on your financial situation, I'm sure you would help them find the offering that best services them. But you do so many other things, right? I mean, you're not just about life insurance, right? Because when I look here at your offerings. Right, there's a whole bunch of things that you got going on besides that, right?
We do. Life insurance is a big part of what we do, and especially in the month of September, we put a big push and emphasis on educating as many people as we can about the importance of life insurance. But we also do investments, so I spend a lot of time setting up IRAs, 401k plans for business owners.
Good.
And other financial products.
Good. I'm going to cut you off right there because investments are important because we are less than 2 months away from a presidential election, and I'm sure you have some thoughts on how the markets could theoretically be impacted by one winning or another winning, and that's always an interesting debate this time of year. So I'd like to talk about that with you, Jesse Kovacs, Kovacs Financial Group President and CEO. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back after these messages.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:35, Monday, September 19th, 74 degrees, get up to 75 today with thunderstorms. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Jesse Kovacs, CEO and President of Kovacs Financial Group.
I don't think I could do that if I tried.
You could, and you will try when you get home in front of the mirror. It's going to be a good morning for you. So, Jesse, we were talking about, look, I never ask guests their political views because that's dangerous, especially when you're in the service industry and you have customers and clients. You never want to cut off, 42% of your clients by saying you like a candidate. But we do talk about how different candidates may affect different markets, right? So, for example, how do you feel? Do you feel like either one of these candidates ultimately will be better for the markets? Do you think they'll have a short-term impact? What's your kind of gut feeling on that?
Well, the market that we were just talking about definitely hates uncertainty. So we don't know, with the polls so close, we don't know what's going to happen. I was just talking with my wife the other day about looking on Facebook and seeing people post different political opinions, and you want to kind of stay away from that stuff, especially when you're serving people. But I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll see what happens. I think is the right answer. I'm pushing for the candidate that will do the best job for the people, and we'll just have to wait until November to see who that is. But hopefully they do. Whoever it is does the right thing for the people, and creates jobs and helps make the economy stronger, keeps the markets going. I don't think the markets have to stop just because we have a new president that comes in. But it'll be. I think it's going to be choppy when it comes to November. Typically, October, November are more volatile months, and but we'll just have to wait and see. I think is the right approach.
Without saying too much, Jesse, are you saying that you think you really would like a candidate to make America great again? Is that what you're saying?
I would like a candidate to do the right thing.
Darn.
And party aside, do the right thing for the people, and we'll see who that person's going to be.
Well, and you were talking about uncertainty in the break, and the question is, what happens to the markets today? As an example, after a weekend of zaniness, and not in a good way, with these bombings and we know that the markets don't react well to uncertainty, but I'm sure you would tell people what relative to whatever happens today.
Well, wait and see again. I think obviously this weekend's activities or events that went on, especially close to home here in Seaside Park, we're very unfortunate, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those people that were injured in New York. But I think it's definitely going to have an effect on the markets. As we just talked about, the markets hate uncertainty and hate any type of news. You can sneeze and something happens and the market goes one way, and you could cough and the market goes the other way. So, unfortunately, since it's happening so close to home, I think it's a day to keep your eye closely on the markets, because who knows?
Right, but just like most of these other events, so it'll be a 1 day, possibly a 2 day, correction, and then the market will go back to where, even Brexit, which was the end of the European free market. It's all gonna the sky is falling. The sky is falling.
The world was coming to an end.
The market had a miserable Friday, and then by the following Friday, it was higher than it had been the Friday previous.
That's right, and we're recently sitting near all-time highs at over 18,000 and 18,600 in the past few weeks. So you got to sit and watch it, and I think you're correct. You'll probably see a dip, with all the news, all the uncertainty. But then another day or two, something else comes out that's positive, and the markets shoot up. So it might be a good time to buy in if you're sitting on the sidelines and you have some cash and you're stalking the market waiting for your opportunity. Anytime it goes down is the way to do it. You definitely don't want to buy high. We want to buy low. So take advantage of the downturns.
Exactly. That's right. It's an opportunity when the market dips. Jesse Kovacs, President, CEO, Kovacs Financial Group. It's that time where we give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make an impact on the world. Jesse, what are you doing with such great power?
Well, we're out there this month spreading the word about Life Insurance Awareness Month. There's too many people that are taking an unnecessary amount of risk by not protecting their loved ones with life insurance. In fact, 1 in 3 households would have immediate trouble paying living expenses if their primary wage earner died. And we were kind of talking about primary breadwinners and non-working spouses earlier. So each September, we're out there spreading the word. So my magic wand is to just go out there and be able to spread the word as much as I can to as many people as I can to kind of just give back to those that have helped me in my business. And I've done a lot of the work that I've done through referral, so it's been a lot of good work passed along, and I try to keep going on and keeping that moving forward. So, but if I could do one other thing and just wave a wand, it would be to maybe make life insurance a lot easier. It seems a lot of people that the underwriting processes take too long, and it's a month before you can buy life insurance. It's not like you buy a car where you walk into the dealership and, I like this car, it looks nice, and sign the paperwork and drive off the lot with it. So I'd like to make it a lot simpler for people to acquire, maybe a week or two if that was possible. But the life insurance companies would say there's other things that stand in the way of doing that. But making it easier, and the costs have come down, so that's a great thing. Life insurance is a lot less expensive than people actually think. For $30 a month, you could have a life insurance policy. So spread the wand, go out there, protect everybody in the world with life insurance. And make sure everyone's families stay together and face no financial trouble.
See, you're a better man than I am because I thought your magic wand was going to involve Danica Patrick, and it just didn't. So,
she's on the website there.
Yeah.
I told you I removed my picture because I
Right.
think she's going to be much better looking
and
than
that's
me.
wise beyond your years,
but,
and that's saying something. Jesse, why don't you tell folks where they could learn more about the Kovacs Financial Group? Give us your Facebook, your Twitter, your website, your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Tinder, whatever you got. Go ahead.
Sounds good. You can visit the website at www.kovacsfinancialgroup.com. We also have our Facebook page. You can look us up on Facebook at Kovacs Financial Group. And then we're also on Twitter at Kovacs Financial. A lot of good information out there this month for September. Obviously, Life Insurance Awareness Month. We have Danica Patrick as the spokesperson, so she's all over our website, and we're posting a lot of information this month on life insurance. So big month of life insurance, more than we ever do throughout the whole year. Obviously, it's pretty balanced usually in what we do with investments and insurance, but September is that big month of life insurance.
Sure.
So.
And listen, most importantly, if you go on Facebook, look up Matthew Kovacs, right, and like the Matthew Kovacs Racing Facebook page,
the athlete,
right, because this is the next
I might have to make my own page with all these sports activities, the racing. We got fall ball tonight, starting off with 8U
yeah,
tonight.
but he's the next Kyle Petty. I mean, come on, this is big.
I think
Jeff Gordon.
My daughter might have a problem with that because she'll on her page of playing softball for Tom's. Or you got to make it fair.
It's not easy having multiple children.
It's not having three is I'm spread tough. Way too thin.
I understand. I'm sure your wife helps out a little bit every now and then.
Absolutely, couldn't do it without her.
It's a good job. Nice, and way to finish. We'll finish on that note because that gets you major good boy points. Jesse Kovacs, Kovacs Financial Group, President and CEO, thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, cool. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.